Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Ricardo Jackson, and tonight on the show, we have the one and only Tyra Jana'e, and she is the CEO and was a creative director of Moneta Apparel. And she will be up shortly, and we're going to have a really awesome dialogue about what she do, how she do it, and being a young entrepreneur in 2021. Welcome back, and we have the one, the only. Hi, Miss Tyra.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you today?
I'm good.
So, let's start by you telling us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about um, yourself, and then we'll
O-
get into Moneta.
Okay. Okay, so hey everyone, I'm Tyra Jana'e. I am Moneta Apparel's CEO and creative director. I am 19 years old. I attend FAU as a business marketing major. This is my first year, so I'm my first year freshman. Um, what else can I say? Um, sorry. But yeah, so that was a little. I'm from Palm Beach, from West Palm Beach. So West Palm Beach, Florida. So that's a little bit about myself.
Okay, that's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about what is the inspiration for Moneta?
Okay, so as far as the inspiration for Moneta, when I was little, I used to like draw clothes. I wanted to be a fashion designer. I like Next Top Model, with Tyra Banks and all that. So I was really into that. But as I got older, I found like more of a love for like streetwear and like graphic designs and just graphic tees and stuff like that. So my inspiration is basically like me and my desire and love for streetwear and the uniqueness of it and how it just makes people like look like themselves.
Okay, so the inspiration is helping people to kind of just be their best self, but look more
Yeah.
importantly, looking like the way they want to look.
Yeah, like there's no standards to streetwear. You can put this together, put this together. It's just like just being yourself.
Okay. Um, how else are you? Because I know you have some other side projects that you've worked on over in the past. So, how are you making a social impact in your community?
So I could say that I'm making a social impact by basically just creating this brand and letting people know that like it doesn't matter your age. Like if you want to do something, go for it. Like I have a lot of people all the time asking me like, Tyra, how do I do this or how did you do this? And I'm just like, honestly, I'm blind to this stuff. Like everything's new to me, everything's an experience. So I look at myself as one of those people that people look up to, or like or like helping people. I like to help people. So like when people come to me about stuff and about starting their own businesses and doing what I do, I just give them like the best advice that I can. I try to lead them in the right direction. I let them know my mistakes and the mistakes that they'll probably run into that I can't like prevent from happening. So I just try to be completely honest with the people around me and people that are looking to do something like me.
And mistakes have value, right? Because
Yeah.
when you make mistakes, you learn how not to do something, right? So,
Right, right,
I mean, with all the inventions that we have in the world, all the products, all the commodities, all the businesses, people make mistakes, and you learn from those mistakes and how to be better.
right.
Okay, so what would what are your next goal? How do you level up from here?
How do I level up from basically like in my business?
Yeah.
I want to I basically my dream is to have a storefront. I want to have something, everywhere. I want to be super, super big. So that is basically my dream. I'm working towards that. I'm teaching myself um like all the business aspects, like business credit, and basically like learning how to manage this money and flip it and make it into this and stuff like that. And I want it to just be like super, super big. Like my dreams are so big. So I just want like, so like my next project that I'm working on, that's your question, right? My
Yeah.
next project that I'm working on, I want to rebrand. I just recently did a rebrand this year, but I honestly want to do it again because I feel like that I'm not as happy with my setup now. So I want to rebrand. I want to create more custom designs and more custom wear, not just hoodies and t-shirts. I want to go into like, crazy jeans and crazy bombers and jean jackets and stuff like that. So I'm really looking into those things and how I can apply those to my brand and go through with it.
You mentioned rebranding, and so your product identity is important, right? Because you want
Yeah,
people to recognize it, know what it is. And when you see people wearing your stuff, you want it to be like, yo, I made that. So
right,
what would you say to someone who, is probably watching right now or will watch this video at some point and is
right.
saying, look, I have this idea. I want to, do this and to bring this to people, and they're trying to get it perfect before they get started. What advice would you give to them?
Okay, so what I can say is when I started my brand, it was not perfect. It was not everything I wanted it to be. It was definitely not how I was looking to start at all. So I would basically say like spend less time trying to perfect it because right then and there when you're starting, you don't have everything that you need to make it 100% perfect, you know? And sometimes you waste time trying to work on perfecting. And I know because I'm a perfectionist. Like when I'm working with my stuff, I like it to be a certain way. I don't want no bull, like nothing at all. So I would give that person, I would say like spend less time trying to perfect it because you never know. When I launched, everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's so good, that's so fire," and I thought it was completely trash. I did not like it. I was not okay with it. But I didn't have the resources that I needed at the time to have what was in my head. Just you just have to build. So like the rebrand that I did last, it was better than before, and it was more like something that I'm trying to get into. So it's just a work in progress. Everything's a progress. Nothing's going to happen right then and there. So I just say like spend less time doing that and work on just trying to put it out there.
Okay. Yeah. So you have your products out. Tell people, first of all, before I ask you my next question, just tell people where they can find your products.
Okay, you can find my products or on shop. So you can find Moneta Apparel on shop if you're like a shop member and you use that a lot. Instagram at moneta.apparel. My website is moneta/apparel.com. Twitter, and we're on Facebook. So basically everything's Moneta Apparel. You can find us like anywhere. Just search in Moneta Apparel, pop up first thing on Google. So that would be your best bet.
Awesome. So now this is the next question. This is gonna be super exciting because I kind of I know already how I would feel. So I'm just assuming that you'll feel the same way. So when you walk past someone on the street and you see them wearing your shirt, your sweat,
it like how do I feel?
how do you feel about it?
Okay, let me tell you. I was at a, a college club, up in Fort Lauderdale. It was I don't know what the holiday was. There was like Taco Tuesday or something, but everybody was there. And I seen this one girl and I just started screaming. I started screaming. She was like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm so sorry, but that's my shirt. That's my shirt." And then like 30 minutes later, I seen another girl with it on. And I was just so excited. Like I get so excited and like their faces is just like, "Girl, calm down." But at the same time, they just don't know. It takes me a minute to be like, "That's my shirt. Like I made that. Like you got that from me." And they'll be like, "Really? Oh my god!" And I'll be like, "Let me get a picture. Let me get a picture." So I always, whenever I see someone, I always take pictures. Or when people are like out of town, like I had someone send me something. They were in Orlando, and they sent it, and I was like, "I just seen someone in your hoodie." I'm like, "Oh my god, get a picture! Get a picture!" Like I love when people take pictures and they post them. I love when I'm out and I see somebody in it and I can take a picture and post it of them. That
Oh,
just makes me feel good. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. Do you do anything outside of that? Are you like, because I know like sometimes, different brands they have side projects that they work on, so they might feed the homeless and do anything like that. Do you do anything like that yet, or have anything?
No, not yet. I always had like I always wanted to do something like that. I just need a team, you know. Like I don't want to do it alone. I just want to build like a strong team, some people that I can trust and I know will go through with it with me and like they're down. So that's the only thing I've been waiting on is like building a team so that we can work on like these things and giving back stuff like that, you know.
Okay. What would you say you kind what space are you in right now, or what would you say you need right now in order to, kind of like also add to your leveling up process? Is it like, you know, Diddy or whoever is hot right now, some superstar to like wear your shirt or something? Like, what would be like your ideal partnership?
Honestly, I say little baby. He's everywhere.
Okay.
Honestly, if I could get something to little baby or maybe money bag, that would be it. Like that would go up and like they, especially little baby, everybody or Gunna. You know why Gunna? Because everybody's always talking about what he has on. I noticed that a lot. Everybody is always talking about what Gunna has on or like the little crazy outfits he put together. I know if I were to get like anything to him or little baby and Moneybag Yo, even though he's kind of like he dresses kind of regular, just because he's big, I know that that would be like it for me. That would just you know that would help me a lot.
Okay. Well,
Hmm.
I'm hoping one of them is watching, or somebody who's connected to them is watching.
I know,
So,
me too. Me too.
cool. So, the next couple of years, you're like leveling up all the way, and you're selling out in stores and all of that. What do you currently have in your collection right now?
What do I currently have in my like what's up right now?
Yeah, in your collection
So
or your for Moneta.
oh like what I have in store basically,
Yeah.
like coming up. I'm working on spring. Like I kind of went down for fall. It wasn't big for fall, but I'm working on some stuff for spring. I'm looking into more colors because anybody that like knows my brand knows that everything's mainly like our brand colors, red or black or white. You know, I popped out with some new stuff back in October that was blue. That was something new, and I have some stuff planned for the spring that are more brighter colors like pink and yellow and orange. So I want to just throw those in there just to kind of spice it up a little bit. You know.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, cool. So, I mean, people have things to look forward to come for you. So, and your stuff, even though it's kind of like great streetwear, it's not you don't have to feel like you just need to wear it if you're just gonna go hang out. Like your stuff can be worn at
Yeah,
offices.
I'm wearing mine at work. I got my jacket on. I got my shirt on. I wear my stuff to work.
Exactly. So so it's quite versatile, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, definitely. What would you um golly, since it's just my mind, right? Do you plan on doing any collaborations?
I
Any
haven't thought about it.
artists?
I haven't thought about it honestly. I mean, as far as collaborations, not with any other like brands, but probably there's this graphic artist I like. His name's Don Kelly. I'm looking into like getting him to actually do my work because I do my design and stuff myself, but his work is dope. Like I pay for it, so I'm really trying to like get into that. But as far as other brands and stuff, I haven't really thought about doing any collabs. Um, Nothing that really stuck out to me that I'll be like, oh, I want to work with them, you know?
Okay. Now this is a question that I asked my last guest, and I feel like I'm gonna probably keep asking everyone the same question. Um, looking back at your younger self, where you are now, but looking back at your younger self, um, what would be like one or two advice that you would have given to yourself?
Um, Listen to my mom. I would definitely listen to my mom because she is right about a lot of stuff. And as I got older, like I realized that, especially like going into college and probably like from my junior year on up, I realized that she was right about a lot of stuff. So probably listening to my mom and What else? That was just mainly I wasn't like a bad child, you know. I wouldn't say I was. She probably would, but I wouldn't say I was a bad child. But that would probably be my biggest take on myself. Just listen to my mom because she was right about a lot of stuff.
Moms know best, right?
Yeah, and she's like my momager right now. I ask her anything, like anything I'm unsure about. I always ask her.
Okay, that's
Hmm.
awesome. So again, we have every day there are young professionals that are coming up, and young professionals are looking for, or entrepreneurs I should say, are looking for opportunities to connect with, to create, to connect, to grow. Are
Hmm.
there any like networks, or kind of like space that you kind of like gather with other creative minds to kind of like just think through some stuff? Or
Honestly, I know there's no like specific like group or anything. I've been looking even at my school. I've been kind of looking for something like that. But honestly, I just go to social media. I study everything. I know like other people my age that do sort of kind of the same thing. Like one of my friends, she does more like jewelry, and I have a friend that me and him launched at the same time. He has his own clothing line, and we kind of like chat together sometimes. Kind of like go through when he has a question or I have a question, or we just need to sit down and just basically like talk this out. We do that a lot. But as far as like groups or associations, I haven't found any. And that has been something I've been looking for because honestly, I feel like I need some type of special guidance or some type of help, you know?
okay.
Hmm.
And then this one is also important because we have to kind of like look at like the next wave of individuals and people. And so to the young black and brown girl who's sitting at home watching this video with her mom, or you know the young black or brown boy who is sitting at home watching this, and saying, "Hey, when I grow up, I want to." What would you say to them, to as kind of like just motivate, that would be motivating to them to kind of like fulfill their dream or live their best dream?
I say like whenever I get a question like this, I always say don't deal with or do anything that does not genuinely make you happy. Like I don't care what it is. I don't care who it is. Don't deal with nothing that doesn't make you happy. Because at the end of the day, you're in charge of your life and your own happiness, and what you choose to deal with and allow in your life will determine a lot of things. And I realized that um even throughout high school, like just dealing with people or things that didn't genuinely make me happy, it wasn't good for me. So I say find something that you love, go through with it, stick through with it. It's going to be hard, but don't give up and just don't do anything or deal with anything that does not make you happy.
I couldn't have said that better myself. It's so important to kind of like live your passion, right?
Yeah.
Because then you find yourself being stuck, and then you're kind of like, oh, I could have, or I should have. And then you're just, you realize that you've wasted so much time. But if you're watching this right now and you get inspired because you have a project that you wanted to start, you have an idea that you think it would be great for the world to see, hear, touch, feel, start today.
Right.
Start
Definitely start
today.
today.
Yeah. So, I mean, earlier you mentioned when you first started, you just kind of like just put your mind to it. Were there any little things that you did, like make a list, or just like, kind of in order to get the ball going? So, for that person
Yeah.
who's sitting there saying, where do I start? Where do people start?
Yeah. So before I started, I wanted to I was planning it for like a good couple months, probably like even a year. I had one of my friends, she's like my decision maker because I'm so indecisive. And she always helps me and like motivates me and stuff like that. So she keeps me real intent. So I would say like figure out what you want to do, figure out how you want to do it. Don't start nothing if you don't know like how you gonna start it. Start it, but just have a plan, plans change and stuff like that. There's always a plan B, but just make sure you have a plan because you don't want to go in blind. So I did a lot of studying. I did a lot of research. I made sure I had like other brands that I knew that I wanted to be like or be similar to or be in the same position that they're in. So I followed that a lot.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then so can you walk us through your a little bit through your creative process, like when you get an inspiration for a piece, like what do you do? Like how do you
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I spend a lot of time on Instagram and Pinterest.
Okay.
Um, those that's where I get mainly most of my ideas. Sometimes I walk the mall and take pictures and stuff, but for the most part, I get a lot of my ideas from Pinterest or Instagram. I see things that I like. I kind of mix and match things. Like I'll see like a shirt that looks a certain way and see another shirt that looks a certain way and put them together, you know. Or I'll see a color scheme and mix that with another color scheme and put it together. A lot of times when I go in the mall, I take pictures of tags because I don't manufacture my own clothes. I have someone in Pakistan that does it. I have a manufacturer in Pakistan that does it. And being that he doesn't speak fluent English,
Mhm.
I have to know exactly what it is that I want so that I can like repeat that to him. So I take pictures of tags, I go, I touch stuff, feel fabric that I like. I wouldn't sell nothing to no one. I have that thing in my head. I wouldn't sell nothing to no one that I wouldn't wear. I wouldn't price nothing that I wouldn't buy, you know? So that's basically how I look at it. I lay stuff out, I make mood boards, and I put stuff together. I put like color schemes and all that type of stuff together just so I can have an idea of what exactly it is that I want to do. And I pay a lot of attention to trends, a lot of clothing trends, even from boutiques. Even though I'm not a boutique, I'm my own custom brand. I pay attention to that too because sometimes they have some nice stuff that I can probably pair with something else and make it to something totally different.
Okay. Fashion shows coming up.
I
Anything?
haven't. I don't. I watched like okay, so I did a streetwear course with Parsons School in New York. It was online, and they showed me like a lot of stuff. I don't watch a. I watch a lot of fashion shows from China and Japan because that's where streetwear originally like came from. And I pay attention to those type of things on like TikTok and stuff. I've never actually been to like a. I never see streetwear fashion shows. You know, I always see like top end like Gucci and stuff like that when they're doing all the crazy things, but never streetwear. I have to find it like on YouTube or something, you know?
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm looking for what, well, whenever you have or start or design or is ready to launch a fashion show, definitely let us know. So this way we can kind of like promote it and share it because
Right.
we would love to be there. So, um,
That's fun. I never actually thought of having a fashion show, but that seems fun. That's something I gotta write down.
you should. If you have a fashion show brunch, oh, I'll be
Oh my God. See, I gotta write this down because now you're giving me ideas and stuff.
like, I was
I'm
a,
putting it in my notes right
a
now.
creative, creative person in another life or something like that. But
Right.
absolutely. I think the way, with COVID, everything has changed a lot. And so I think that we kind of like have to reimagine certain things and how people engage with that. I know I think during the pandemic, someone did like an entire fashion show online. I don't know if you'd seen that one where it was like
No.
the clothes like walking down the runway. They had like the models, but then they removed the models, so it looked like the
I
clothes.
think is it a brand? I've seen a brand do that, but it wasn't a fashion show. That's just how they present their clothes. Like they have
Oh, I
the
thought
just the clothes walking and stuff like that.
okay, maybe that was what it was because I certainly thought it was a fashion show. I was like, oh, all right, we have like clothes walking themselves now. All right.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool, but I know that you know, Fashion Week went by a while back in New York. Um, where they have two every year. There's a spring and a fall or something like that.
Something
But
like that.
I think those. Yes, it was like it's two. They just had one, I think, in September or something like that. So I think it's great. It gives people that, but I feel like the ones that can be a little bit more organic or inclusive, and kind of like include elements that people are already doing, so like brunch or whatever. um,
Right.
it makes sense, and people are already going to be there.
And it's an experience. It's an experience. I definitely like that idea. That's
Yeah,
something that I have to definitely like go through with because I like that idea.
absolutely. I think it's really cool. Something just popped in my head, so you're gonna have to talk later.
Okay.
but but it's pretty cool. Do you have um I know it's the holidays, so what gift items would you kind of like? What are I'll say this. What are like the top three pieces that you would recommend as like a gift item for the holiday season?
For someone
Yeah.
for my brand,
Yeah.
I would say hoodies. Hoodies are my best sellers. Everyone loves the hoodies. There's so many options, so many colors, so many different designs. So that would be one. The tracksuit, because like it's getting cold, why not tracksuit? It's black, go with everything. You can pair with a bunch of stuff. I throw a little red in the bag, so you can mix it up. Um, and probably the shirt that I have on because it's the most newest shirt. So why not have the most newest item on the site?
Cool. Awesome. And we are, if you're just, I'll just say this. If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we are on with Tyra Jana'e. I'm saying it right.
Yep.
Tyra Jana'e, who is the CEO and creative director of Moneta Apparel. And you can find her on basically everywhere: Instagram, Twitter. Um, am I missing? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Her website is Moneta hyphen or underscore?
It's a hyphen.
Moneta
Yeah.
hyphen apparel.
.com. Yep.
I'm gonna ask you to type that in the um, the message board. Can you see that? So this way,
Right.
people will have you at least be able to go to your website. Um, Shanae Johnson is on, and she is blowing you up. So kudos to Shanae. Am I saying that right? Because
Yeah.
uh,
You're
sometimes
saying it
my
right.
accent get in the way. Of course. So yeah, so you're gonna go ahead and put that in there. So this way folks can be able to have access to that. Um, and then hold on one second. I'll move it over.
Okay. I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I'll move it over. It's fine. Wow. All right, we got you out there. All right, that's awesome. All right, and yes, aka Tiffany J. um, so yeah, it's really great. We have what do you call it? A local entrepreneur who is out here doing great things, making it do what it do. Now your hashtag that you use, because I was just like, I love this hashtag. Can you tell everybody what your hashtag is?
My hashtag is forever rich. That's my hashtag. I put that on everything.
There's the story behind that.
Forever rich. I just love like money. Like I just love it. And it's like, why not forever? I didn't want to do rich forever because that's Rick Ross.
Okay,
That's cool, but I like forever rich more because it's like we're forever rich. I want everybody to be rich.
awesome. So yeah, I think that's really great. Again, the website is posted. You can follow her on Instagram, Facebook,
Twitter.
Twitter. Just go from there, check it out. If you are looking for your Christmas items, it's Christmas season. So make sure you flood her with a lot of Christmas gifts, uh, requests you are paying for, and support her in her journey, um, and continue to grow your brand. I am really amazed at you and the work that you've done, and the fact that you have been just getting up and doing it. You are such a motivating person.
Thank
Uh,
you.
so I have the highest respect for you. Um, and
Thank you.
the fact that you're just doing it, you're doing it, you're running this business, you're in college, and you're setting an example for young women across the country, around the world, um, right here in your neighborhood, because you're doing something that sometimes a lot of people aren't doing, and you're being a role model without even asking to be one. And
Right.
I
Thank
that
you.
is um, that speaks volumes. All right. So again, to give people all of your well, it's in the subject. It's in the subject.
Right. The
so,
chat.
so definitely go to moneta slash apparel.com and get your Christmas shopping on. Um, you know, we're not even going to talk about discounts, and we're not going to talk about coupon, and we're not going to
I'm
talk
a
about.
I'm a I'm a run a sale. So like for the rest of the night, I'm gonna just run a sale. Use code Campbell, just like how you spell it, CAMPBELL, and then it'll give you 25% off your whole order. So everybody that's on here can participate in that. So I'm gonna put that up right now while we're here.
25%.
Yep.
Just added it too. All right, guys. So go on there, use that code for the rest of the night. Make sure you jump on that. But besides that, y'all need to still go on there and get your products. Get your
So what's up?
yes. Get your sweaters, your tracksuit. It's kind of chilly outside. So
Yeah, it was cold this morning.
we should see some people jogging around in Moneta. Moneta. Get your hoodies. It is the season. And definitely get some gear, especially for the folks who are living up north. You definitely want to get some gear so you can get your street gear on and popping. So but yeah, definitely go to her website, check out her products, and buy a couple of things, y'all. Don't just be using up the code and the thing. Go buy some stuff, and support. Sign up for her email so you can the email blast so you can know what's happening, what's coming. And like she said, she's getting ready to release some stuff in the spring, right?
Yeah.
So spring colors are coming, and we know everybody need a new Easter suit or something. So absolutely, get your spring on, and
Right.
we're looking forward to great things coming from you. We're looking forward to a future show. We're looking to see where you go, and we'll definitely have you back on the show, to keep us updated as to where you are and what's happening. But they say you are a friend to the show.
I love that. I love that.
So you'll continue to be a friend to the show, and we'll continue to share and post stuff um, that you have coming up or going on. So please let us know.
Right.
So,
I definitely will.
ladies and gentlemen, this today we had Tyra Jana'e Moneta Apparel. The link is for her website is in the chat, moneta-apparel.com. So please go over there and check her out. Get some gear, and we would love to hear from you. What you think?
Definitely.
What you
Definitely.
think about it? What you think about the products. We would definitely like to. We'll definitely like to know. And please follow her social media so you can keep updated and
Yes.
everything, straight fly and all that. I'm not as tough as I think I am.
It's okay. It's okay.
But absolutely, I know that some of the products will be under my tree this year. So wink,
I'm
wink.
excited.
Um,
I'm
yeah.
excited.
So it's gonna be really cool.
Right.
But thank you for being on the show with us
Thank
today.
you for having me.
Really appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.
Alrighty. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.